Thank you for joining us. We have an interesting lineup of people from all over the country and the world. I mean, we have someone from Canada here. And I think we should especially appreciate the person from Canada. I know it's a different time zone. So thank you for being a part of this. I would invite our country coordinator in person of Dr. Jude COB to take a welcome in, and then we'll proceed with the program.
Yeah, good morning, participants. Morning from Nigeria, but I acknowledge your own time zone, so wherever you are calling in from, you're welcome to today's webinar. And moderator, I won't say it enough that I'm Jude. So my name is Jude Obi, the president of the Association of Organic Agriculture Practitioners of Nigeria and coordinator of Knowledge Center for Organic Agriculture in Africa. Yeah, we have gathered today again to learn and to prepare to face the future. But I'll start by talking about the association. Association of Organic Agriculture Practitioners of Nigeria is the umbrella association, umbrella organization for practitioners in the organic agriculture and agroecology in Nigeria. We operate from our secretariat, which is our headquarters. It is in room 25, Agronomy Building, University of Ibadan. We have our office there. So if for any reason you want to discuss something physically, you can approach our office and you'll be attended to. But if for any other reason you are not easily reachable, where you can't easily reach Ibadan, you can call in, you can visit our website. We are in all social media, so you can go there, see what we are doing, and be able to reach us and ask questions. We have staff in the office that will attend to your issues and problems. Now, we know that the matter confronting us globally now is associated with health and environment. It includes what we eat, the way we live our lives, what is happening in our environment. It has introduced a new way of dying, and we must come together to confront this. I mentioned it earlier that those that are proponents of synthetic agriculture, or what we call conventional agriculture, will always say that conventional agriculture will give more food. But I face it in two directions, or in two directions. The first direction is this: evidence has shown that at the beginning, the synthetic may give higher yield, but subsequently, organic performed better. That is one. Two, I ask this question. We know that these synthetic materials are detrimental to our health. So I ask, if they put food in your presence and you are hungry, you have fasted for 2 days, and they bring food for you and tell you that this contains poison, will you go ahead and consume it because you are very hungry? So we can't continue to destroy our people, our country, and our environment because we are told that it will provide food. And evidence have shown that it will not even make the food available. So organic agriculture and agroecology makes food available. It is healthier, it is tastier, it reduces loss, it has a lot of disadvantage, a lot of advantage. The only thing people are running away from is that it is more involving. You have to work physically and practically to get your yield. And there is nothing that you do in this world that will not require effort to get good results. So the Association of Organic Agriculture Practitioners of Nigeria operates through state chapters, and we are found in at least 26 states of the Federation. And each state chapter has its own almost autonomous organ through which they operate. But every of those state chapters are under the national binational association. And the association is operating currently two international projects. One is Knowledge Center for Organic Agriculture. The other one is Ecological Organic Agriculture Initiative. And with this, we have trained a lot of people around the country and will continue to train. We continue to create awareness and will continue to do things that will make people know and make this practice easy for them. Now, Knowledge Center for Organic Agriculture is one of the ways through which we try to support production. It is important to know that because of our 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 concentration in synthetic or what we call conventional production system, we tend to underestimate or overlook the organic agriculture system. Organic agriculture, we simply define it as a production system that combines the traditional, that way we used to do it, and scientific way, the current way of doing things. We combine it to get significantly good results. So this shows that this production system is knowledge-based. So Knowledge Center for Organic Agriculture tries to one of the first things we do is that we went around this country, collected existing knowledge, which have been tested, and it has been found to work. We confirmed it both from the source and the people that practice it. And we have processed them into different formats. We have them as fact sheet. Interestingly, we equally have them as video. And we have transformed them into three major Nigerian languages. So we have it in English, we have it in Igbo, Hausa, and Yoruba, and they are readily available for us to use. This is to make the practice easy for us. So if there is any challenge you have in organic agriculture production system, you can either approach us or you go to what we call digital platform. This knowledge are easily and readily available there for you to use. If there's any challenge you have, whether in nutrient or in pesticides or in production, even in marketing, these information are there and you can get them and make use of them to help you achieve your aim. Now, we have done this webinar for a long time. Hepzibah confirmed if we have done it for up to 2 years, and we continue to look for important things to use to discuss, to present to our people, to improve our knowledge. The first group of people we attend to here are our master trainers and multipliers. But through our master players and multipliers, we reach larger number of people. Then towards the end of last year, we decided to prepare our mind for the end of year and beginning of this year. So towards the end of last year, we talked about thriving in stormy business environments. It was done by Dr. Tinu Smith. We know that last year was challenging, and we tried to prepare our mind on what has happened and what we are going to face. So after that, when we are coming into this year, we felt that it is important that we encourage ourselves. The country is challenging. There are challenges all over the world. We encourage ourselves to make us know that it is only those that give up that loses, but the resilient, those that persist, will always succeed. So what we are going to do today is to encourage ourselves to face the future, to face the challenges that confront us in every aspect of our organic agriculture and agroecology, to face the challenges frontally, but not to face it without strategy. So what we are going to listen to today is the strategies for building a sustaining momentum in agribusiness. How do we survive? How do we succeed? How do we continue? It is important to note, because part of what we do here is that we go around to get success stories from people. And I can't remember any success story that we publish that did not start with lot and lot of failures, lot and lot of stumbling. But during this stumbling period,
Okay, so I know I'm guessing that is network. So I'm trying to give him like 30 seconds to see if he can be back on the call so that the conversation will continue. Let me see. It's joining. Okay, let me just move on. I'll just take it. So I'll share my screen I'll share my screen and I would speak to it. So we have something we call the multipliers network, the KCUA multipliers network. And it's basically a platform for learning exchanges where we can learn on organic agriculture. Now, KCUA is Knowledge Center for Organic Agriculture. And so we are really big on sharing knowledge. So I'm sharing my screen so that you can see. If you're not yet on the platform, please join the platform, register. Subscription is free of charge. Now, aside subscribing on the platform, even if many people are also on the platform, but are not maximizing it. So I'll just quickly show us something very unique about the platform. This is what the platform looks like. It's you can access it both on your laptop or on your phone, any device, you're good to go. Just type in kcoa/africa.org. In fact, if you are lazy like me and you don't know where is where, just come on Google and type KCOA. Sorry, just come on Google and type KCOA platform, KCOA multiplier platform, and you are good to go. So just type in KCOA multiplier platform, and the first one that comes up here, this is the platform. So I'm registered on the platform. Now, let's say you are on the platform now, and it's full of a lot of resources to encourage us to learn. And it's also a fantastic networking platform because there are a lot of resources from all around Africa. So if you come to these 3 dashes here, thank you, Mr. Olawu, for sharing that for me already. So if you come to these 3 dashes here, you click on it, you have something like home, multiplier profile, events, social media world, gender, organic agriculture, Africa, blog, and knowledge database. Today, I'll just be sharing on the unique feature of the knowledge database. So you click on this knowledge database, and you have the database. Knowledge is uploaded by different people from different countries. Can you see? All on the subject of organic agriculture. You just need to, there's so much knowledge right now. You just need to take out time to search for the knowledge. So you see different knowledges. Now, to make your search work easy, let's, can somebody give me something to search on? Let's say, let's try tomatoes. So off the top of my head, I'm trying tomatoes. So let's say you're planting tomatoes or you're having challenges with planting tomatoes. Just type whatever it is that you want to learn, whatever subject matter. Okay, someone said soya beans. I'll try that too after now. So let's start with tomatoes, right? I recall Dr. Jude sharing that it's knowledge-based, right? So when you type tomato here, you can see here in upload region, you have it worldwide, but you can come here and pick West Africa because you feel that, okay, I want to know about tomato from West Africa or from Nigeria, if whatever country of the world you want to check on. And if you have so much time on your hand, you can just do an exhaustive study all around the world. So you click on tomatoes here, and then you see, the moment you search, you click, then you come back and click on search. See all the research topics that are here. Influence of poultry manure on agronomic performance of okra and tomato under different cropping system, effectiveness. See, so many things here on tomatoes. So much content, so much knowledge. And you can see that some of them are from Nigeria, this is from Gambia, this is from West Africa, all of that. So when you see the particular one that you want to pick, for example, let's say you're having issues with maybe organic fertilizers, all of that, you then come and you click on this download button. There's a download button. You click on the download button here, and you have that document straight on your phone or on your laptop. Can we see? So beautiful. So there's no hoarding of knowledge here, and you can just take your time to start to read and learn. See, says that 3 plant extracts, aloe vera, blah, 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 were tested in the laboratory to look at the effectiveness on tomato. You know, you go through it and see if it's something that, oh, this is what I want, is relating to this. Or you go back again, check another one, and so it's free to download. But because we're in Nigeria, I always want to say, give preference to checking from West Africa, right? So again, you can check from Central Africa to see if they have content around that. So you basically just check, and oh, they don't have content on that from West Africa. So sorry, from Central Africa, but you're sure that if you come to West Africa, you have content. Okay, again, For other countries, Africa, we have two major languages, English and French. So if you check for those in other countries, you might find it in French. So it's safer to just check for those in West Africa or French-speaking countries. And that's the beauty of this platform, and it's all free of charge. So please, let's take our time, let's explore the platform, and let's be part of the amazing work that is going on here. Thank you so much. If you have questions, you can reach out to me personally for any clarifications, but I think it's easy to walk through. All right, so that will be all about that. I think Dr. Jude is back on the call. Doctor, do you want to say something before we go ahead to our presentation? Hello, sir.
Yeah, I don't know where I stopped, but I want to thank Dr. Alfred Atiba for coming to give us this expose on preparation to face the year. We must be encouraged, no matter the challenges we are facing, we must be encouraged that it is only the living that succeeds, and it's only those that persevere that will succeed. So let us work and let us see ourselves at the other side of the year, which is December, where we'll be counting how much successes we have achieved. Thank you very much and welcome.
All right, thank you very much, sir. So now we always bring people of timber and caliber, people that have been tested and trusted, that walk the talk. So it's not fluff, it's plain as it is. So I'll read this profile and after now, the voice you hear will be that of Dr. Atiba. Dr. Alfred Adeniyi Atiba, known as Dr. AAA, is a high-performance coach, consultant, and strategist with 23 years of industry experience. He has trained over 3,000 individuals and worked with professionals across Nigeria, Africa, North America, the UK, and the US, helping them achieve clarity in business, career, finance, and life. Currently serving as a Chief Planning Officer at NIOT, Dr. Alfred collaborates on research projects and leads training initiatives. He's the founder and director of the AAA company, driving impactful programs like Success Hackers Community and the annual Business Owners Global Conference. A distinguished fellow and member of various leadership and coaching organizations, he has partnered with the John C. Maxwell Foundation, Global Leadership Summit, and the UNDP. His expertise spans high-performance management, leadership, emotional intelligence, marketing, and entrepreneurship. Dr. Alfred holds multiple certifications in life coaching, leadership, and education, and has received numerous awards for his contributions. He is happily married to Adiola, with whom he shares 3 children. With a lot of joy, we welcome Dr. Alfred Atiba. The next voice you'll be hearing and saying will be that of Dr. Alfred Atiba. Over to you, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Epsiba. I'm so glad to be here. So excited. Thank you so much, everyone. Dr. Jude, very grateful for the invite, and of course, the governing board of KCOA, and of course, the governing board of NOAN. Thank you so much for all that you do. I've been admiring your work from a distance, and I'm glad that I'm part of this. Thank you very much for this. Thank you for the honor. So glad to be here, excited. All right, so without wasting time, let's get to our discourse for today. Thank you very much, Epsiba. Thank you. So let's get into it. Okay, so we're starting with this wonderful topic for today, which is New Year, New Harvest. New Year, New Harvest. Of course, we're looking at strategies for building and sustaining momentum in your organic business, agribusiness for that matter. Okay, so let's go on. Yeah, so as you know well, just like we rightly said, all these things, but more than that, I'm that coach you need when you want to shatter your performance ceilings and unleash exponential growth. I'm the person that they call. All right, so let's move on. So we're going to start from the beginning, not just to assume, because sometimes I just have people in the audience who may not have a very good foundation of what we're talking about. Agribusiness is a term that describes the businesses that produce, I like to say 1, process 2, and sell food and other agricultural products. Can we move on? All right. And it includes, it's broken down into three major parts, really. Includes all businesses involved in agriculture, from growing the crops, that is from the farm to the table, all right? From the farm to the table. So from growing the crops to selling the final product, that's number one. It also includes companies that make fertilizer and pesticides, manufacture all the farming equipment, and also distribute food. Of course, for the sake of our discourse, this is organic agribusiness. So we are talking about all those chemicals, right? And I'm aware that research has allowed us to also produce, organic pesticides now that are actually healthy for the crops, that would not damage or cause trouble for our food. Because I was listening to what Dr. Jude was talking about, and that's very important, that we produce food that does not kill us. I always jokingly say to my people that it's important that we don't use our own money to buy food that will kill us. All right, number three, it includes the warehousing, the marketing, and the retailing of those agricultural products. All right, let's move on. What are the major components, of agribusiness? And the major components are described as thus. Yeah, next slide. We have with us, please, next slide. We have 5 components of agribusiness. Production is number one. Production, that is producing that on the farm. Okay, so we're growing it, and then we're rearing the animals, because agric also, passes both, right? Processing, that's converting harvested crops into products for consumers. That's processing. All right. Number 3 is marketing. That is, we're promoting and we're selling these agric products. Number 4 is distribution, the channels that we're taking this through. Okay. And of course, number 5 is retail sales. So after products are being well distributed, it's very important, all right, that we ensure that they get to the right people. Okay. So let's go on. Now, let's look at some of the challenges that agribusiness, organic agribusiness faces. Okay. Let's look at some of them. And on the top of the list, because there are many challenges, on the top of the list, we have 5 of them. Okay. We have market competition and pricing pressure. Most of the time, you will see that when it comes to production, the cost of production differs across zones. And so if you're going to have to compete based on marketing competition, that's going to be a big issue. All right. We don't dare to compete based on price, because if we do that, a lot of us will lose. Okay. So, but that's just the issue. There are market competition and pricing pressures. 2, limited access to finance and resources. When it comes to having to produce most of these things, the agri products and all that, I mean, I get to visit farms, I oversee projects, and we see these things. You see that people are having difficulty in securing funds, to actually make them get into the next level. Difficulty in scaling and sustaining momentum. So you've started quite all right, yeah, but you're thinking to yourself, how do I take this to the next level? Okay, so scaling and sustaining momentum, we're going to talk about all these things. Limited visibility and influence, especially for, researchers, especially those who are actually researching to actually bring the goodwill. And I celebrate researchers because they do a lot of work, to ensure that we have the information and the data to actually do the things that we do. Number 5 is challenges in maintaining quality and consistency. So those products will require us to ensure that we maintain those quality. Quality is very key. How do we consistently maintain these things? Okay, let's move forward. All righty. How do we build momentum in our agribusiness? How do we do that? Very important. Number 1 is we got to develop a clear vision and mission statement. Now, years ago, when I wanted to start business, one of the things that I had to learn was the fact that at the basis, so Robert Kiyosaki is an American billionaire who started business years ago, and he propounded a theory called the BI triangle. At the base of that triangle, you know, if you're going to build a business that's going to last, you need to understand, all right? You need to understand that a lot of these things that we do must have at the base the vision and the mission statement. Your vision is what it is, the picture of that future that you have. Before you start anything, you must have that. When you're starting the year, please understand this. When you're starting your year as an agribusiness person, you've got to have a clear vision. You have to have a mission for exactly what it is that you're going to do that year. What's your mission statement? What's the why behind what you're doing? Why exactly are you trying to do what you think you're trying to do? And then you need to conduct your market research and analysis, because every single year, things are changing. Okay, number 3 is to identify unique selling points and competitive advantages, especially for your business. These things are very important. Last but not the least, let me run the 2. You need to develop a marketing and sales strategy. How do you plan to sell that year? How do you plan to market? Marketing, ladies and gentlemen, is anything, all right, is anything that we do to get people to our door, anything we do to get people to our farms. And sales is anything we do to ensure that they buy from us. So what are you going to do? Are you going to ensure that you identify these points? Number 4, okay, that's number 4. Number 5 is you've got to build strategic partnerships. Now, you will see this coming up in most of the slides. You cannot do it alone, ladies and gentlemen. That's why NOAN exists. That's why KCOA decided to actually, partner with NOAN in Nigeria, because it's very important that we understand these things. You cannot do it alone, whether you like it or not. Very important. Collaboration is key. Let's move on, please. Strategies for sustaining. Beautiful. Let's look at how you can sustain your momentum this year. You started, you want to actually consistently go on. Number 1 is to continuously monitor and evaluate progress. One of the best things that I think happened to me was when I picked up my career in planning and monitoring, and evaluation. That's what we do. And it's so fun because you get to monitor your progress over time. It's just like having a milestone. You understand the milestone for your business. Say, for example, you're going from point A to B. How do you know that you are on the route, the proper route to point B? How do you know that? How are you so sure of that? There must be indices, there must be KPI that you can actually put in place to ensure that you know whether you're on point or not. Before the project is started, there must be a project analysis, and these things must be done. We must analyze everything. So you monitor, you evaluate the progress as the time goes on. Then 2 is you need to stay up to date with industry trends, strength and innovations. And that's part of what NOAN is doing. I'm trying to rush because of time. That's what part of what NOAN is doing to ensure that you have the right information. And I loved the presentation that Mrs. Atiba did, to show you what you could use that particular knowledge base for, that database for, to actually search and get. You need to know what's going on every single time. Just like I was saying, we have parts of agriculture now. People are now creating organic pesticides that actually will not harm your product, not just harm your product, but also ensure that your DNA is not changed. Because we're now getting to a level where people are scared that part of what we're eating will actually even tamper with our DNA. So we need to be careful with that. Of course, invest in research and development, whether you like it or not. It's important that it's either you personally put aside a bit of your money at the beginning of the year to ensure that you do a bit of R&D, or you partner with organizations like NOAN so that you can actually have these things. It's very important because things are changing. You will understand that in the medical sector, people are going for certifications every year, whether you like it or not. Whether you're a consultant, you still have to go through learning conditions. And I believe that farmers too should also, put yourself to that. I've discovered that personal development, personal growth is the key. If you keep on growing, you get better over time. If you make growth your goal, it just changes everything. All right. So that's very important. Number 4, foster a culture of innovation. That is very key. Foster a culture of innovation and what? and continuous improvement. In Toyota, you hear of Kaizen. That is continuous improvement over time. It means that you give yourself to growth, give yourself to continuous innovation. And I've seen it happen over time. Organizations that refuse to innovate will die. If you don't innovate, you will die. So foster that culture in your organization, regardless of your growth. That is very key. Number 5, see, I'm back to it again. Develop strategic relationships and collaborations. You cannot go at it alone. If you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you do what? You ensure that you go with someone. Very important. Let's go to the next slide quickly. Yep. Thank you. Let's look at how you can actually overcome market competition for your agribusiness. Yes, let's go. How do you do that? Number 1 is you've got to develop a unique value proposition. That's very key. Okay? That's very, very important that you do that. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are going to overcome market competition, because you're not the only one in the business, you're not the only one doing what you're doing, you've got to have a unique value proposition. That is very key. How do you do that? How do you do that? One of the major things you must do is to find out what is unique for you. It is value that sets you apart from every other person. The level of value that you have. I tell people, in the boardroom, when we're having meetings sometimes, I tell them, look, you are paid for doing what exactly it is that that you're doing exactly what it is that you're employed for. But you are promoted. Why? Because of the fact that you're doing much more than what you were paid for. So when it comes to also the same thing, when it comes to your business, agribusiness, you've got to give out value that people cannot get in another place. It's got to be unique. You need to find out your competitors, what are they giving? You find out what it is that they are giving and you can give better, and then you offer. Number 2, focus on niche markets or specialty products. Don't go at everything. Don't be a jack of all trades. Let's assume that you even have everything. You produce everything, right? That's fine. But be known for one thing first, right? And make sure that you're giving it, make sure that that thing is produced at top-notch quality. That is the way it is. Make sure that you're giving it the best. If you can't produce those kind of products, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot charge premium. You cannot charge premium, okay? I don't care whether you're selling Teferia. I don't care whether you're doing Kokoros. I don't care whether it is that whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's animals, whether it's plants, you've got to understand that if you want to do premium, it's got to be top notch and you must be known majorly for one thing first. That's the way it is. All right. Number 3, invest in marketing and advertising efforts. I can't say this enough. If Coca-Cola can spend billions of dollars every year, despite the fact that it's the number 1 soda in the world, number 1 drink in the world, ladies and gentlemen, I put it to you that it makes sense that you take at least 30% of your profit to actually market yourself. That is very key. If you do that, you will discover that you will be able to show up. Can I tell you this? The businesses that stand out in the world are not necessarily the best. Oh my God, can I say that again? The businesses I've noticed through research are not necessarily the best, but the noisiest, because they're always in the face of the customers. And that is very important. Then develop strategic relationships, partnerships, of course, collaborations. Look for people that don't have what you have. All right, you can collaborate. So you are selling mushrooms and you have people that are selling what? They're selling meat. You could sell together because some people don't like meat, they're vegetarians. So on the platform where they're selling the beef, right? Or even the mutton, or even the steak, or even the whatever it is that they're selling, right? You can actually provide to them mushrooms and they make money, you make money, but it's fine. Okay, right? So that's the way it is. You go collaborate with the farmers market and actually, sell. So these things are very important. We can do that. Can we move on? Atiba, thank you. Quickly. Yes, look at strategies for assessing finance and resources, because this is very important. We know that you need to get money. So how do we do that for your agribusiness? Number 1, you've got to develop a comprehensive business plan. Can I tell you, I will never take you serious in your business if I don't see your business plan. Your business plan tells me to what extent, how prepared you are. It tells me your level of financial preparedness, because if I'm going to invest in your business, if anybody's going to invest in your business, they want to see your business plan. That is very key, very important. You need to understand that. Number two, identify potential funding sources and investors. There are lots of grants all over the world that you can get your money from. The federal government has provided stuff like Bank of Industry, Bank of Agriculture. There are banks with different, loans in them that you can get money from. You could set up cooperatives, and get money from them. I was in a meeting a couple of months back where the Southwest farmers came together on the platform to actually create, a cooperative where they could actually, fund stuff and do a lot of things and even access grants. So they identify all these things. And you need to understand, and so you can actually look at your best bet. Do your research, ask your questions, do those things. You don't just jump into things, you need to ask questions. Build strategic partnerships and collaborations. I cannot say it enough. When you build so none is your best bet. There are hosts, and I'm going to just keep on pushing their name right now. Get involved with them, and I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Invest in capacity building and training. I've said it. Make personal growth your goal. Ladies and gentlemen, if you make personal growth your goal, you'll discover that you will hit your goals and you also grow. Everybody needs to get to that level. Invest in your growing. The more you grow, the more you learn, the more you will earn. I'll give you a good example. So you put two people beside one another. One has invested just in January alone 100,000 naira on themselves, or even $1,000, $100,000 on themselves, and then put somebody that's done $1 million on themselves. Put them beside. I promise you, talk to them. You will realize that the difference will be vast. There's no way you can try. I don't joke on my personal growth every year. I always ensure. This January, I've already registered and I'm doing 3 courses. A diploma in something, certificate course in something, and I'm also doing another PhD. You know what? You need to grow. The more you do these things, the better you become. That's the way it is. Let's move on, please. Very key. Let's move on. Yeah, strategies for scaling and sustaining. How do you scale and sustain? Have a strategic growth plan. If you don't have a plan, then you are not ready to grow. You will groan if you're not growing. Okay, that is very important. Develop a strategic growth plan. What is your plan for growth? How do you intend to grow? You must have that. Invest in operational efficiency and scalability. How do you plan to make your processes more efficient? When we're talking about efficiency, we're talking about time management. How do you shorten the process of production? How do you shorten the process of from farm to table? How do you make more money? These things are very important. How do you do that? Scalability means, you're able to scale up, you're able to upgrade, you're able to, you want to create something that can easily be multiplicable. These things are very important. How do you do that? If you're going to do that, what's your plan for it? Then foster a culture of innovation and continuous improvement. You can never do anything without that. It's very important. Like I said, you either innovate or die. Foster that culture. Sit your people down. Sit yourself down. It starts from you. You are the leader. If you don't have that culture, you cannot pass it to the others. Remember, the equipment that sets the standard must be precise, and that starts with you. Then number 4, develop strategic partnerships and collaborations. If you do that, look for it. Intentionally do it. I'm going to keep on saying this from the beginning to the end because I need us to understand. I need us to think that you need to understand. It's always collaboration over competition. The more you do it, the better you become. Okay, let's move on quickly. Yeah. How do you increase visibility and influence for your business? Because that's very important. So you got to develop a personal brand and then you develop online presence. Can I tell you something? Whether you like it or not, can I tell you, Your Excellencies, hear me out. It's very important that you develop a personal brand. Do you have presence on LinkedIn? And if you have presence on LinkedIn, what are you doing with your presence on LinkedIn? If you're online, do you have a website? What are you doing with your website? What are you doing? How are you talking? What I've seen over time, somebody told me, I was having a discussion with somebody, and we discovered that person was able to do a lot of things, a lot of business. Why? Because just being online. Somebody followed me for a whole 17 years before he approached me for a job. He said, I've followed you consistently for 17 years. Another person, a friend of mine, the wife of a state governor, reached out to him. She said, I have followed you consistently for 5 years. So without you being visible, how will they help you? If they don't, they need to know you. They need to like you, to trust you, to do business with you. But how will they know you when you're not visible? So that is very important. Then you need to publish research and thought leadership pieces. Look, let me tell you this. You've got to write. Whatever it is that you know, somebody does not know it. It's very important. Write about your business. It doesn't matter what. Get on TikTok. Get on Instagram. Get on Facebook. Write stuff. Get on those blogs that that researchers are so fond of. Just like the KCOA database. Publish stuff there. Put your thought leadership. That's how people will reach out to you. That's how people will know you. These things are very important. Engage in industry events and conferences. You are in a webinar here, and I'm sure that you're seeing a lot of faces. I mean, if you check the participant stuff, I do that often. I just click through and I just browse through names. You can see people. I mean, people have introduced themselves. If you came early, you see they introduce themselves, where they're from. You could network, and that's how it is. That's how you increase your visibility and you grow your influence. You've got to be friendly. He that would have plenty of friends must be friendly. That's very powerful, very important right now. And that's why we're saying you build relationships across board. The quality of your life, the term is hinged, depends highly on the quality of your relationships. You've got to can't stay in one place. You've got to stand up, are you here, and make sure that you're moving and building friendships. I promise you, with my little experience that I have, all right, in my little experience that I have, that it makes a whole lot of sense to build relationships upward, build relationships at your level, and build relationships down. Whether you like it or not, the people that are coming up, you have a lot to learn from them. The people at your level, you have a lot to learn from them. And the people in front of you, on top of you, there's a lot to learn from them. So it's very important that you always build relationships, because they will be the ones that will take you far. I talk about the story, ladies and gentlemen, of a lawyer who was not doing well. And you know what he did? He went to another lawyer, was more visible, more influential, and said to him, he said, "Excuse me, sir." He said, "Please, could you help me?" And that one said, "What can I do for you?" He said, "I need this, I need this, I need this." And the man said, "Oh, wow, that's awesome. You know what? That's fine." And then they talked about politics and some other things, and then took him out of his office and walked him the entire street, walked him all the way down to the end of the street, and then walked him back, and then walked him down again. They were discussing, and then got to the door and said, "Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you," and let him go. The younger lawyer was very, very disappointed. But guess what happened? Within a week's time, he had a lot of customers. You know what happened was the fact that people who could not get access to the big lawyer felt, you know what? This guy must be good. If the big lawyer can actually work with him and play with him like this guy must have something. So that's how he got. So you need to be connected with some people, because whether you like it or not, it's called brand association. People will look at what the people you're working with. Let me tell you this. The person you work with matters. Are you here? The kind of person that you work with, it matters. The kind of people you work with matters. I tell people, your friends determine your hand. All right? Your colleagues will determine the kind of leagues you will play in or live in. Your company determines what accompanies you. So these things are very important. Yeah, let's move forward quickly. Thank you. All right. So I want to close with this, that it's important that we have what? We have a positive attitude. Whether you like it or not, you must have a positive attitude. This year, take all the things that I've learned. If you don't have a positive attitude, you're going to lose it. Your attitude at the beginning of every year determines the altitude that you will rise to in that year. That's very important. Your attitude, ladies and gentlemen, is a settled way of thinking or feeling about something. What's your perception about life? Two gentlemen went to a village. The first one met an elderly man at the gate. When he got there, he asked him a question. He says, "Sir, the people here, are they good people?" And the elderly man looks at him and says, "Hello." He said, "You know what? The people that you are coming from, that village you're coming from," he said, "are they good people or they're bad people?" I said, "They're good people." "Oh, welcome." So the people in this village, they're what? They're good people. Enter in. The second man asked him, "Sir, the people in this village, are they good people or bad people?" That one said, "Where you're coming from, are they good people or bad people?" That one said, "They are terrible people." That one said, "No, excuse me, this is not for you, because the people here too, they're bad." What does that tell you? It tells you, ladies and gentlemen, that life is a function of your perception. How you see life matters. I started using glasses. These glasses are medicated at the age of 15, when I was very young. And I remember when I got to the ophthalmologist's office, they told me, they said, you know what color would you like us to tint your glasses to? And I told them. They said, what? So I asked, what are the options? They said, blue and peach color. Being who I was at that time, I just loved the sound of peach color. So I said, you know what? Give me peach. Oh, mistake for a whole year. Anything I saw had the peach color to it. That was how I was seeing it. So if I wore white plus peach color, that kind of thing. The same thing, that's how it is with life. The way you see life through your lens of beliefs, through your way of thinking. Make sure you make up your mind this year. It's going to end in praise for you. Regardless of your religion, it will end in praise. It's going to end well. Make sure that you're seeing things in a very clear form. Let's go to the next slide while I round up. Don't say to yourself, I can't do it. Say to yourself, I can do it. And a wise man told me something years ago. He said, you're not sad because things are bad. He said, it's because you are sad that things are bad. It's because you are sad that things are bad. Make up your mind, regardless your circumstances and your situations, that your life will be great. This year, you will have your best crops. This year, you have your best harvest. This year, it's going to be a great year for you. I don't know whether you know what I'm talking about. That is the way it is. Whatever you say is the way it will happen. Can we go on quickly? Yes. So it is first success within, then without, ladies and gentlemen. Success within, then without. I have learned it, and I learned it by force, that your environment determines your environment. Always remember that your success first starts within you, starts inside of you. If you can't see it first, no one will ever see it, because what you have on your inside. I was telling some people in my session yesterday that you first become a millionaire inside before it flows on the outside. You become first before you begin to do what exactly millionaires do. You believe it, you see it. The success comes first within you and begins to manifest on your outside. This year, I want you to understand, and I want you to make your stance that it's going to be a great year. I'll close with this before I go to my conclusion. There are 7 key areas. This is not even on my slide. It just came to me that you need to fix beginning of this year. Make up your mind. 7 things. Please write it down. Number 1, you're going to fix yourself spiritually. Very important. Fix yourself spiritually. Whatever your faith, make sure that you must have a strong anchor. Without your faith, you're nothing. Number 2, physical goals. Set physical goals. What is a good farmer with poor health? Make sure that you're exercising. Make sure that you're eating right. Make sure that you're balancing. Make sure you fix that. If you're going to have a great year, you must have that. Number 3, you must fix yourself emotionally. I've seen great people mess up their lives. Why? Because they're messed up emotionally, and it's affecting them already. All right. I've seen great people. We've gone to banks, done trainings for people, different people in different organizations. When your emotions are whacked, because your emotions are like your software, when they catch virus, no matter how great the hardware is, the whole device will malfunction. So you need to fix your emotions. Fix that and sort yourself out. Very important. Number 3, mentally. You've got to set mental goals. Fix yourself mentally. What kind of stuff are you exposing yourself to? And that's why you're in somewhere here. What are you exposing yourself to? Because it's very important. I am full of optimism every time. I don't joke with it. All right? I believe strongly everything's going to end well. And it's been working, because that's how I see it. That's what I'm attracting. Okay? Very important. Number 5, you need to fix yourself socially. You need people in your network. A lady, her husband was picked up by the by the police, NPF, on a Friday. And if you know the tactics of the police, when they pick you up on a Friday, I don't pray they pick you up. If they pick anybody up on a Friday, whether they like it or not, that means that you're releasing you on a Monday. And the wife smiles, looks at the husband and says something very, very funny. She said, "You'll be back in 5 minutes." And you know what? The same guys that took you off, they will bring you back, even with escort. And everybody was like, what does she mean? She got on her phone. And when they got to the police station, when they were about to do all the normal razzmatazz they would do, the police commissioner drives in and says, what is going on? I'm asking for so. Who is this person? They said, this person, we just brought him in. Why did you arrest him? They said, we just suspect him for so. They just wanted to extort him. The man said, release him now. Take him on escort and drive him down to his house. 5 minutes back, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, seems like Dr. Chukule has been thrown out. Can somebody else confirm if they can hear him? Salah was at Power Women.
We can't
Okay, while
hear
we're
you.
waiting for him.
We can't
You
hear
can
him.
hear him?
No, we can't.
Okay, I'm sure it's something with his network. So
Yes, I can.
are you back now?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, now we
Yes.
can hear you.
Yes, we
All
can hear
right.
you now. Welcome back.
Oh, wow. I had talked a lot.
No,
Where
it
did
was
I?
at the point of the story where you were sharing of the woman,
Oh,
and they had to bring her back with police
At the
escorts.
police station, yes, they gave the woman escort.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so the woman's husband, when they got to the police station, right? What happened was that all of a sudden the police commissioner drives in and asks specifically for the name of the woman's husband, and says, "Do you have this man here?" They said, "Yes." "Why do you have him here?" He said, "Yes, sir. We just suspect him." But the truth was they wanted to extort money from the man. That's just it. Somebody just wanted to cook up some things against him. And when the commissioner heard that, he was angry. So what did he do? He said, "Excuse me, take him back home and escort him. Use escorts to take him home like a VIP." So this man was escorted back home. And just like the wife said, in 5 minutes, he was back in his home. And everybody was looking at her as if she was a champion. The truth of the matter is, who do you have on your network that can get things done in a matter of time? That is very important. Your social network matters. Next up is your professional life. I have understood, and I got to understand this, that only the first 10% in any industry enjoy 90% in that industry. Do all you can to ensure that this year you move into that top 10%, because that's very powerful, isn't it? That's exactly what the Pareto laws talks about. But that is exactly the way it works. I won't say more than that. Last but not the least, find a way to earn money every day. Now, when I tell people this, they're always looking at me as if I have a horn on my head. But the truth, you must. I learned it from a friend years ago. He said, "I have learned how to make at least 1,000 naira a day." It is difficult for those who collect salary. But when you're doing business, you must find a way to move from 1,000 to 2,000 to 10,000 to 100,000 to 1,000,000 and all that. It is possible. And I challenge you to find a way around it. All right. In my conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, Atiba, last slide, please. My conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that successfully, I've been able to, tell you this, but it's by applying the strategies outlined in this presentation that you can actually build and sustain momentum in your organic business and achieve long-term success. I wish you the best this year. I believe strongly that you can do it. You have what it takes. But remember this, what I said to you, your attitude matters. Do you believe that you have what it takes? Do you believe that you deserve success? I believe you do. Thank you very much for your time. Last slide.
All right. So what do we say? That was powerful. I feel pain for those that had network issue or those that are just joining in. I mean, that's a lot. Please, let's give him a lot of emojis. Drop your action points and lessons. I mean, the chat box is already full with chats. Wow, thank you. There were quite a number of things that he said that made a lot of sense. I mean, that's why he's a peak performance coach anyway. Thank you so much, sir. So please, if we have questions, start putting your questions in the chat box. And I personally like that it stayed with time. So that's really very good. So if you have questions, put it in the chat box. And then don't go anywhere yet, please. We still have quite a number of things to do. But I'm going to share a few things from my notes. I was skipping notes. If you see, I have the sticky notes. I just skip notes. I was skipping notes from the things he was saying. And when he was talking about marketing, so it's also a good time for us to start putting our questions there. I also have a question for you. So I'd like you to share with us. I'm telling you the question now. I would like you to share with us how people can build digital footprints, whether as a business owner, a researcher. We have a diverse membership. Whatever field you are, how can you build digital footprints? I will give you time to, I'm saying this ahead before I say what I want to say. Now, what I'm saying this is, sometimes recently, I'm saying this for all the members, recently we were doing something and we were looking out for women in the organic agriculture space that were doing amazing work. We know that we are doing amazing work, but this was the caveat. Those that we were going to pick, we had to be able to Google them and find them. That thing is called having a digital footprint. I'm coming. I'm not sure my video is being highlighted because I was pained. You know how you know that this person is doing good, this person is doing so much work, and then they are saying wherever you are recommending, wherever you are talking about, we need to be able to come on Google and find them. And then we had a list of over, let's say, 30 women doing amazing work. Now, of course, we felt like let's spotlight on women, not on the men. And this applies to whether men or male or female. And we had a list of over 30 people that were doing amazing work. And by the time we started to search for them online, they didn't have digital footprints. It was a pain in our hearts. Because it's literally like walking in the dark. So Dr. Chikwule will still come back and share with us on how to have a digital footprint so that whatever you're doing, some people will say, oh, I don't want to overshare. Or it looks as if I'm sharing too much. Yes, there are moderations, there are key to moderations, but you must have a digital footprint, whether you are building a business brand or you are building a personal brand. And it was painful. And for me, it became a case of, so when we pull out that list, and some people now don't see their names, they'll be like, oh, why are we doing favoritism? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? It's just when we need to have digital footprint. So when it comes back on the call, I think something with his network is going to talk about that. So I will pick a few things from my notes again. Yes. Also, let us know in the chat box if you want us to talk about how to leverage social media. A number of people on the call here are doing amazing with social media. Permitting to mention Barrister Shiremi. I don't know how she gets her energy, but she's over 60 years old and she's online. So if someone who is over 60 is online, I don't know what my own excuse is. So start looking at it from that lens. Then somebody else I like what she does online is Lady Organic. She does not, you can come at your own energy with your own authentic self. So just showing her life in her own little way, so you don't have to go all out, like be big. If some people are like, I can't be big, but I mean, you need to have a digital footprint. People need to be able to Google your name and find something substantive because we're in a digital age. So I'll share a few things from my notes. Again, please don't go anywhere. Please, let's just stay on the call to the end. We'll wrap up in about 40 minutes. I'm still waiting for Dr. Chikwule to join back. I know there's quite a bit of network issue. Some other things I picked from his presentation I would like to share is going to be, in the meantime, Mr. Wale, please be getting ready, is on the more you learn, the more you earn. If you're not learning, if you're not investing in yourself enough, you will not be able to earn enough. Really, it's growth. And then thankfully we have the Multiplier Network platform, we have the association. Go on the Multiplier Network platform, just register. It's free. It's free. Once you register, can I even shock you that if you join the Multiplier Network platform and you start to put out content there, it will also give you digital footprints. If anybody, I know we did what's it called? A feature on Dr. Ogechi, and if you type a name on Google, you'll find that digital footprint. On the minimum, everybody should be on LinkedIn. Even all the social media apps, they already connected them to digital footprint. So people must be able to find you, not just find you, but find something substantive on your page. Okay, now, another thing is said is, Mr. Laide, can you please help me share that on the link again? Another thing is shared again was innovate or die. You have to be innovating. We already know that it's a challenging business world. I always tell people that I don't want to be hearing that there's no money. So you have to look for a way to be visible. And the more visible you are, the higher the chances of being profitable. It's just tied together. And also, when he was talking about collaboration, I was at an event, a career development event over the weekend. And one of the things they stressed was having accountability partner. It's a form of innovation. So if you look for someone that is doing good in their field, be accountable to him. Yes, I will share the slide in the replay. So please fill the form so that I can share the slide. Have an accountability partner. That person keeps you accountable. Not accountability for accountability name, that you are really staying accountable. Dr. Chipuli, are you back on the call? Also, I also wanted to share this. Some of us are competing with people that we should be learning from. Stop competing with people that you should be learning from. If there's someone who is doing amazing in a particular field, don't compete with them. Learn from them and be a part of the growth process. Learn. Don't compete with people that you should be learning from. It's a recipe for failure. It's a recipe for disaster. If they have a course, take their course. If you can sit down, there's someone that every time I go online, I'm just sitting down on the person's page to learn. So I will block out like 30 minutes in maybe 1 or 2, 3 days, just sit down on the person's page. I'm learning, I'm taking notes, I'm screenshotting to learn. So don't compete with people that you should be learning from. And then your mindset is something that we really need to fix. I had to just use this 10 minutes. I don't know if he's back on the call, but a 5-minute talk. Please, let's just stay on the call. We're still going to have our videos. We'll ask us to turn on our videos so that we can take pictures. And also, we'll still have Dr. Tripole talk about the digital footprint. I think on social media, it's still Dr. Alfred, Adeniyi, Atiba. Okay, so yes, don't compete with people that you should learn from. And I think I should say that even if they are younger than you, I currently have a 23-year-old person that I'm learning from. And the age is not even the thing, because this person has results. So even though she's 23, I will go and sit down. I paid for a course. I will sit down and be learning from her. I'm not doing all that millennial thing. You need to, and I know, I mean, again, I'll put someone on the spotlight. It's always over 60. We go and learn from a 20-something-year-old person. We need to not compete with people that we should learn from. Okay, so I'll invite Dr. Tripoli, you're back on the call. Just before we take, okay, so I'd like you to talk briefly on having a digital footprint, being visible online. You can share 1 or 3, 4 strategies that people can use. And then for people that are a bit conservative, so that they don't also overshare, So please, I'm looking for you now. Please turn on your video live so I can pick you fast, and then you can share on that. If we also have questions, we'll take it. After that, we'll have Mr. Wole join in the conversation by sharing something with us.
All right. So how do we footprint thing? So I'll give you a practical story. So when I got on Facebook years ago, it was just, I just wanted to just be among the people that were doing it. This was way back 2008. The whole thing was. But I discovered over time that it's a way to actually leave, a footprint online so that people can actually, know exactly what it is you've done over time. By the way, somebody was asking for my LinkedIn profile. Just search for Alfred Atiba, Alfred Adeniyi Atiba, just my name, and you get it on LinkedIn. Okay, so it's just that's just the way it is. People need to know before people will deal with you. They want to see what you've done. So it makes a whole lot of sense for you to come online. Choose one platform. You don't need to be everywhere. You don't need to be everywhere. Look exactly for that platform that that you need people. I mean, your potential customers are on, and start with that. Okay. For some people, it's LinkedIn. For some people, it's Facebook. For some people, it's Instagram. I'm not super active on Instagram, but I'm super active on LinkedIn on Facebook. Mostly on Facebook because I like to write. So fully. On LinkedIn, you get to see a lot of my stuff also. But, because Facebook just allows us to have this, semi-social life also. So that's why, but more than that, also go ahead and get yourself a website, because all of this people get their emails, be able to, get a database of that. Have your website. Your website is your own real estate online. Okay. So you actually have that. So it's very important. Make sure to do that, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because people want to track you. People want to know you. Another way you can do that is go on Google and look for my profile. Look for Google profile and put in your details there, because the first thing people will see when they search for your name will be that, right? So do that. Look for my profile, Google profile, do that and just lock it in, and that will help you. I just want to stop there in case there's more questions, and then I'll be able to just answer those questions. How that helps.
Yes, that does. Thank you very much, sir. So I will still take the more questions, but before, permit me to get to Mr. Wale. Mr. Wale, can I, where are you? I'd like to invite Mr. Wale for a 5-10 minutes talk, and it's about our annual general meeting. Remember, we've been told today already that we should attend industry events. So I'll invite Mr. Wale briefly to talk about the annual general meeting. And Mr. Wale, I'm not sure. Turn on your video or something.
I'm here.
Okay.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. And thank you, Dr. Adeniyi, for that lovely presentation. I quickly want to give us some information as regard our forthcoming annual general meeting, home technical workshop, and organic fair. The event will be taking place on the 28th to 30th of April at a tour halls and events, hotels and events in 30 Kudirat Abiola Way, Ikeja, Lagos. This year's event is very important and strategic. The theme is Innovative Organic Food System for National Development, and the keynote speaker is Professor Ayelagbe. Professor Ayelagbe is one of the founding fathers of organic agriculture in Nigeria, and it will be glad to come and hear from him as regard this particular theme. This year's event promises more than 6 very interesting things, one of which is the avenue to showcase your products. So you have also been encouraged in the presentation to people so that they can see, increase your visibility. So it is important for us to plan as a major stakeholder in the organic agriculture sector to participate in this year's event, while we'll also be networking with different stakeholders in the agribusiness sector, which is key to increase our visibility, and also contribute to technical section where papers will be presented on different organic agriculture research outputs. This is another area that is important and which is also important for us to participate in. It will also be an avenue to meet organic agricultural enthusiasts, to learn about some best practices and also exchange notes while engaging the academics, those in the academics, so that they can also tailor their research agenda to some of our issues that requires adequate research. Lastly, it will also be a good opportunity to engage with policymakers to be able to know what the trend is as regards organic agriculture policy presently, and also to be able to identify some gaps and also advise them accordingly in terms of area where policy is key. These are 1, 2, 3 things that are important. This year's event is very important. Please don't forget it's happening in Lagos. I reiterate, 28th to 30th of April at Eto Hotels and Hall in Ikeja. So to participate, we have different levels of participation. Registration is just 20,000 naira. Meanwhile, early board, which closes February 28th, is 15,000 naira. But please don't forget, as a member of the association, it's a subsidized amount of just 10,000 naira. Subsidized amount of just 10,000 naira. For paper presentation for those in the academics or those who have 1 or 2 success stories to be presented, the paper presentation is just at a fee of 5,000 naira, while the online participants, which we are also encouraging because it's going to be an hybrid event, both physical and also online. Online participation is 10,000 naira, and student participation is 5,000 naira. Please just note something. this year's event promises to be better than every of the AGM you have seen. And I'm sure that the Lagos State chapter are doing a lot, working with the governing board to ensure that we have a very lovely time when we gather in April to do this technical workshop, organic fair, and the AGM. This is just the few information I'll be sharing for now. Please let us also watch out and share the flyer, circulate it so that we can have people, and let me just take with us to participate. It is our event, and all of us are supposed to contribute one thing or the other. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Wale, for this information. And I'll add to say that we're inviting people from all over the world. We're inviting people from Africa and West Africa, particularly. We focus on this region. So as we are gathering both as Nigerians and people that will come from different parts of the world. I note that Hepzibah, please kindly, as you are sharing the flyer, the slides, and recording of today's event, kindly, I beg you, because it should not be your responsibility, kindly attach this flyer so that participants can see it and keep it in memory. We invite everybody to come and participate in one way or the other. You either learn, or you market something, or you share something, or you take something home, because both those that are experienced and those that are learning are coming together. It is important that what we do annually is that we bring researchers, we bring all the participants within the value chain together so that they can exchange notes. Researchers will bring new things that they have developed, and practitioners will bring their own problem. So practitioners will take the things that researchers have brought. Researchers will take the problem that practitioners have brought, go back with it, and next year the same thing will happen. So we invite you to come and participate, and importantly note that the issue of our health and our environment is not in one person's hands, it is in all our hands, and we must try to come together to make it work for us, and most importantly, to save this place we call the earth for generations to come. Thank you very much, as we look forward to meeting you in Lagos from 28th of April 2025. Thank you. Over to you, Hepzibah.
All right, thank you very much, sir. So I would like us to still take our questions. I have another question for Dr. AAA. I would like him to talk about, okay, give me a second. Let me find myself on the call so that I can spotlight. I'd like you to talk about managing burnouts. We have, for a farmer or a researcher who has tried so much and it's not working, they are facing a lot of discouragement. I need you to share practical tips on how to manage burnout and also stay optimistic in spite of challenges. You know, we already talked about mindset, but I'd like you to share 1 or 2, 3 more practical tips. All right. Okay, please go ahead, sir.
Okay, so let me quickly say this, that let me start from the second one first and say that it's important that we understand, ladies and gentlemen, that when you are going to burnout, it simply means that you are actually under stress. So what do you do when you're under stress, when you're undergoing stress? You take a time out. You know, most people think that multitasking. So I got this from research and practice, and even, you know, practical research. You see, we've been lied to. They told us that we can multitask. It's a lie, oh.
Okay, seems as though Dr. AAA's network is frozen. So we'll give him 30. Are you back?
Can you hear me? I'm back.
Okay,
Am I back?
Now we can. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay, beautiful. Sorry.
Yes, we can
Okay,
hear
sorry
you.
about that. Yeah, thank you. So we've been told that we can multitask, but that's a lie. Oh. Multitasking is not for us, so not even for the ladies. You should focus on something, finish it, and move to the other. One of the reasons why stress comes to us is basically because we're trying to do a lot of things simultaneously. And that leads to a burnout where we can't even do anything anymore. So one of the things you should do when you've gotten to that level where you are tired, you are burnt out, ladies and gentlemen, number one, take a time out. Leave everything, delegate, take a day off. It will not kill you. Take a day off, go on rest, don't do anything. Sit down, focus on something else. What's that? Find a way to relax. Go for a swim if you can swim. If you can't swim, please go somewhere else. Go and relax. Go and sleep. If you love football, go and play football. Go do something else. Leave work for that. That's how these things work. You know, you just ensure that you take your time out. Another thing, how do you stay optimistic? Ladies and gentlemen, practically, you must hang around people who are optimistic. I don't play with people who are too serious. I'm sorry. When I want to get the job done, I'm too serious on myself. I'm serious all by myself. You understand? So I don't hang around people who are too serious. All right. And, you know, it's interesting how, you know, academics are very, very serious people, you know. So, I mean, we are too serious already. So look for people that are, you know, play, you know, hang around people who can make you laugh, who are happy. You cannot tell me that you want to be positive, you want to be optimistic, and you're hanging around people who are negative. The crowd you roam with matters. All right. What you feed yourself, what you expose yourself to, it also matters. You will not believe it, but let me tell you for free. I sit down and I watch anime sometimes. I just want to just relax. My head is full. You can see now. Look at it. You know, my head is just full. Doing research, doing all those things. So what do? We take our time out. I watch anime, play with my kids, you know, roll around on the floor, jump around. You know, then we're back to normal. You know, so these things we need to learn to play. Please give yourself some me time sometimes. Go and sit down. Ladies, please go and sit down in one corner, take a bowl of ice cream and eat if you're not too fat. Sorry. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to, you know, lighten the atmosphere, you know, but play. Gentlemen, fathers, take time out. Please, please. Drive, you know, go drive for like an hour or two, go somewhere that's quiet, you know, and particularly if you're a farmer, leave that place, go to the city. So one of the things that I do is, you know, because I'm based in Ibadan, I travel around. Sometimes I just leave Ibadan for Lagos. I just go there and go window shop. Can you believe it? I leave Ibadan all the way to go and window shop. Does that sound serious? Yeah. I mean, but by the time I come back, I become very creative. I discover it works for me. So find out what works for you. Is it a movie? Is it music? There was an instance one time, all I would do is to play music for like an hour and I would dance and sweat. You know, so these things are things that you can find out what works for you, what makes you laugh, what makes you joyful, what makes you free, you know, and do that. And sometimes it could just be a bath, you know. Check yourself into an hotel room, soak your bath with good salts, and just soak yourself and sleep. All right. I know somebody who would take like a day off, 3 days off, and just lock herself in, you know, and just not even pray, do nothing, just eat, sleep, and all that. I remember a senior colleague, a very gentle, very, very elderly gentleman that I respect a lot. He would take a week off, you know, and sleep. You know, he would just sleep. One day, the hotel people had to call in. Sir, are you okay? He said, I'm fine. I'm fine. Because work is too much. You know, my mother called me the other day and says, please make sure you relax. And I said, what's going on? She told me that a lot of people my age range, you know, who are almost 50, that a lot of them have been falling down and all those things. I think, mommy, not me. I'm too smart for that. I'm sorry, because I'm taking my time to sleep. Please, when the time comes when your body needs to sleep, do your 8 hours, regardless of whatever they told you. Motivational speakers, their mouth is too sweet. Sleep your 8 hours, get your work done. When you get your work done, when you're serious, the Pomodoro technique that we practice, do 30 minutes of intense work, get up, relax for 10 minutes or to 15 minutes, stretch your body, do all that and come back again. Sit down, do another 30 minutes and do that, because if you sit for too long also, it will affect your spinal cord, and part of your body. So I hope this helps. I could go on and talking, but I hope that helps.
All right, so I know that was helpful. So I'd like to take feedback from one or two of our participants. So please use the the raise of hand button, and if you have something you want to add, a contribution, or you feel like I just want to ask my question, or I want to just give to everybody and everybody see me on video. So please engage, and just after now we'll take our pictures and then we'll be wrapping up. So
yes, so we want to see you on video. It's been a long time we saw you on video, so that's part of resting.
Even going to come on video, because usually we take pictures.
Video.
So yes, okay. So who is talking? Let me guess. Who is talking, please? Barrister Shoremimo, I'm putting you in the spot. Dr. David, do you want to say something? Oh, okay, okay. Oh, okay. Our LOCA Jim, I should see your face. Can you come on camera, ma? Okay, I think at this point, let's all just come on camera so we can take screenshots. Again, I always say make sure that your background is nice. Professor Irekore, you say something after now. Let's come on camera, please, so that I can take our screenshots. We must always have evidence. Evidence to show workings. All right, so please let's come on camera. Again, make sure that your environment is neat. Lady Organic, it's good to see everybody this new year. Like, I'm literally sending virtual hugs. I'm sending virtual hugs. Mrs. Afolabi. Hey, yes, I'm sending virtual hugs to everyone. I hope we'll see us in April at the what's it called? AGM, so that we can do physical hugs. All right. So who else is on camera? Please smile. Are we smiling? Am I smiling? All right. Mr. Fidelis, is that a keke? I'll put you on this one. Mr. Lawu, it's good to see you, sir. Mr. Adeorike just gave us okra. Please, DHL okra to me in Ibadan. I mean, it's okra. DHL some okra to me in Ibadan. I want organic okra. All right, let's see. So, Mr. Adeorike, please say something. Barrister Shoremimo, 1 minute. We must hear your fine voice. 1 minute, just say something. We have like
hello everyone,
so that we'll use our time and to also help those that are just joining in on hard network issue. Thank you all so much. Who did I acknowledge? Mrs. Alaja Iyabo, I acknowledge you. Mrs. Afolabi again. Mrs. Augusta Adebayo. Vice Ashwamimo, you can take the floor once you're ready, ma'am.
Mrs. Oluwagbenro is on.
Okay, yes, okay, yes.
Okay, hello everyone. Nice to be here.
Hello,
Happy New Year. Atiba, you're doing a great job. And I want to say thank you a lot, Dr. Jude, for these great opportunities. Lagos is waiting for everyone. Lagos is waiting. We are waiting to give a new face to AGM in Noam. And we're looking forward to all the farmers, all the organic farmers in Nigeria come to Lagos. It's going to be a great opportunity for networking. Just like our speaker said, he talked about collaborations, and that's a take home for me today. It's time for us to arise and to be intentional about collaborating. It's just too long time we've been doing, I'm doing it alone, all alone. No more, no more. Let's come together, bring your produce and your products to Lagos for marketing, and let's know what you're doing. Prepare to go back to the farm, do the work, grow the produce, and bring them to Lagos. We have a big Lagos market for you. We look forward to seeing everyone come April 28th to 30th. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much, Ma. I told them, I said, I was joking. I said, Echo for sure. Lagos, we must show. At this point, I'm already claiming Lagos because I was born and bred in Lagos. But what
You're
brought me to
welcome.
Ibadan?
You're welcome.
So I'm claiming Lagos. Okay, Barrister, show everyone, over to you.
Thank you for the opportunity. Good morning, everyone, and my best wishes to all of us for a successful 2025. Let's believe that whatever 2024 threw our way, that we are going to right the wrongs, going by some of the nuggets that we have also been able to take home today. I'm one person who is very passionate about your digital footprint. Honestly, I cannot say it enough. You will be amazed that there are opportunities abound, just by you being on social media. Choose the one that works for you. Every day, I have Ope Farms on LinkedIn. There's hardly anything Ope Farm is doing, yet Ope Farm got an award with probably about 100 followers. And the person said, no, it's not about your followers. It's about the things you're doing. So I just want to encourage all of us, put what you're doing out there. Don't even be afraid of oversharing. Please, there's nothing like oversharing. The speaker also said something that resonates with me. He said, you need to be able to earn money every day. Please, we are now, many of us are now at that stage where we can have digital products. Yes, those things that you are sharing for free, don't worry. Package them and go and put on seller. If it's 2,000, 2,005, people will still buy it. There's no way that you're going to share and the whole world will hear you. Some people even want to buy it because they feel that that's the way they can put value to it. So this is 2025. Let's do more together. He also said one thing, do not compete with people who you should be working with. That is so solid. There's no competition. I always tell everyone, learn from everybody. Yes, I learned from 23-year-olds. I learned from, there's no, all this social media. The way I have succeeded is because I was riding on the backs of those small, small children. So I wish everyone all the very best and see you in Lagos. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Ma. So I can see Dr. Motosho. She would not like it, but I'm going to put her on the spot because she's a digital person too. So she must share one thing. And then I'm also going to call Dr. Ogechi. Yes, and then Mr. Enna Keno, because I noticed that he's always coming for our webinars. So he's also going to say something. So who is going first? Dr. Ogechi, Dr. Ogechi will go last because I like her energy. She's going to more like us, wrap up for us and talk to us about joining this our mighty association. So Dr. Motosho first.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Well done, Atiba. I'll catch you later. Okay. Thank you. What I would just like to add is that sometimes we make the mistake of thinking a particular social media, whatever, a particular social media platform is for a particular set of people. And so we deprive ourselves of the opportunities that are there. Some people will think, oh, I can't go on LinkedIn, I'm just a farmer. Who says you cannot go there? You are, as long as you're a professional and you know what you're doing. Like our speaker said, just choose a platform that you are okay with, a platform that you are comfortable with, and go present yourself as a thought leader in your little space. People would know what you do. They will respect you for what you do because as far as I'm concerned, you are the one who knows best what you're doing. Nobody knows more about that little thing that you are doing than you. So go there and claim your space, claim your real estate, as it were, because that's where we all live. Choose where to play. If you're comfortable using Instagram, go for it. If it's Facebook, like Mr. Atiba, Dr. Atiba, go for it. If it's LinkedIn, go for it. Just choose your space, choose where to speak. People are not going to know so much about organic agriculture, for example, if we're not louding it, as it were, if we're not speaking it in the places that matter. So that's what I would just love to add. Don't let us feel like a particular platform is not for us as farmers or as agriculturists. This is agribusiness we're talking about, and we can sell our products anywhere that we choose. It depends on how we package it. People sell okra, people sell pap on LinkedIn. By the time they tell you that when you take this cereal, you will feel relaxed, and then the stress of your day can be relieved from you and all of that, you would want to buy. So it's all about how you tell your message. So there's no platform where we cannot operate from. So go for it. Don't feel shy or don't feel like you don't belong there. Just claim your real estate and make your money from there. Thank you, everyone.
All right, thank you so much, Ma. So I think I can see someone from Benue. I don't know if it's possible, just 2 minutes. I want her to share the work she's doing with PGS coordination. So we have these PGS groups for certification, and she's doing amazing work with mobilizing people in Benue. In fact, there was a time she had to travel to Ibadan from Benue. It was about 2 days journey or so. And from Taraba, I think it's Taraba, right? I think it's Taraba. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's Taraba. She had to spend 2-3 days on the road. In fact, I was worried for her too, but I mean, she's on the call, so I'd like her to share 1 or 2 things. But first, let me call Mr. Enakeno. Mr. Enakeno, please unmute and say something. We can't hear you. You are muted, so you have to unmute that small like button that looks like a microphone. Yes, you can. We can hear you. We should hear you now. Oh,
So
yes.
mine is simple, very simple. I'm actually grateful for being on board. It has quite been a very exploratory program. I just want to emphasize the issue of value. I think I got more insight on the issue of value, that one should increase his or her value. Increase your value. The more you increase your value, the more you recognize, the more your product sells, the more you are, touching more lives. So basically, that's one of the things I got. And the powerful statement also Ezra made: don't compete with those you ought to learn from. It's a mistake many people do. They just learn a little thing and they feel, I can take him down, I can override him or her. They fail to understand that there's still more. So I'm grateful for being on board. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much for that. Dr. Getty, we are still coming to you. Dr. Umar, thank you for joining us. Again, I'm putting you on the spot. I have 15 minutes, so I want to maximize the 15 minutes. Okay, Teresi, are you ready for us? Can you say 1 or 2 things? Can you share your thoughts and maybe 1 or 2 things about how you're going around with the PGS mobilization? Yes. I'm looking for you. Okay, yes, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Ms. Atiba.
It seems your microphone is muted. It's not, but we can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Okay, yes, we can. Yes, we can. Please go on.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. And I'm very excited joining this meeting, though my network has been bad. And we've done few things here in Taraba State. And I could see the excitement on people's faces practicing organic agriculture, because we have this mindset that we can't farm without the synthetic chemicals. But I was able to put together a little group of farmers which we experimented. I was there. I'm always on the farm with them, did everything. We looked for a virgin land and it was very beautiful. They were very excited, and they are registered. We forwarded their registration, I think, since July into the organization's account, and there are about 18 in that group, and more people are coming up to register. And before the annual meeting, we'll have more reports from here. But we're only able to cultivate beans the last year because of the drought here, but it turned out very well. was very beautiful, and more people. I was even able to organize some women that was able to do just behind their houses, and the result was awesome. I'm going to forward the videos and the pictures to you after this meeting. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you. Okay, so for those who don't know what you're talking about, we have a PGS, that is participatory guarantee system, and it's a group of farmers group. Again, we're talking about advocates, we're talking about pushing your brand, business brand, personal brand, building momentum. So imagine a group of 19 farmers farming the same thing, coming together. Everybody cannot be negative. It's iron sharpening iron, and you see them coming together and doing amazing work. So I'll invite Dr. Ogechi. After that, I'll invite Dr. Jude. Dr. Ogechi, tell us about joining the association. How do we join the association? She's doing amazing work in Abia State, and the energy in that place. In fact, Oga doesn't like to. Oga danced as he was well good. I wish I Oga danced. In fact, let me not say more than that. Okay,
thank you very much, Atiba. You know how to really tune me on each time we meet. I'm so happy to be here. I want to appreciate the presenter. In fact, this is Firebrand. Thank you for that presentation. You just made me jump up from my seat again and started thinking, where am I going to do next? See, digital footprint is key to global visibility. You need to really be intentional. Be intentional. Like me, I use LinkedIn. I use our network platform. When you go to LinkedIn, make sure you connect with at least two persons every day. And when you are connecting, be intentional. Don't just say hi, hello, be intentional. When somebody is even celebrating a birthday, don't just say hi. Say something about that person. Wish that person well. Just be intentional. That is what I want to bring out there. Then another thing is, be the brand you want to create. Be the brand you want to create. Like in Omudike, everybody is not talking organic. Organic. Where is that organic doctor? Organic doctor. Because anywhere I am, I talk about organic. I eat organic. I breathe organic. So whenever anybody is around me, you say, this thing I want to do, is it organic? Everybody will laugh, you know. But one thing is sure, be the brand you want to create and you will make it. Not when you are doing organic or want to build a brand in organic, people will see you doing a different thing altogether that is contradicting what you are doing. It will be hard for you to establish. So whatever brand you want to make, be that brand. As for my journey in Noan, in fact, it has been exceptional. Since I came into Noan, preaching organic, doing a lot of things organic, in fact, we have really excelled. By next week, we are doing a PGS awareness session. That PGS awareness session is going agog everywhere. Everybody wants to come and know what is PGS in organic. Everybody wants to come and see what is happening in organic. And I believe, by God's grace, we are packaging a lot to showcase to our people and make them believe in our brand. Let me not take too much time. Be the brand you want to create and you will go far. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Ma. So we have about 11 minutes, so I'll hand over to our country coordinator. Thank you for joining again. I'm going to put the link. So please fill that form. You'd get the replay. You get information about the association and the flyer for the AGM, as well as the contact of our speaker, Dr. Triple. Thank you so much. Let me be honest with you. Bringing people of Dr. Triple's timber and caliber, let me use that word, is always a lot. In fact, I know when he was talking about being fit socially and the 3 areas of fitness, and he mentioned social fitness. I remember I told Oga Dr. Jude that this person, is a big person. I can't just go and meet him, and I was a bit discouraged. Oga said, no, go ahead. Just go ahead. Let's know what he will say first, So I went, I was like, Dr. Triple, you know how I with the history saying all of that, but really, Dr. Triple, thank you for honoring us. Thank you for honoring this invitation. We are glad, we are grateful, and thank you for delivering value. I mean, from all the feedbacks that we've gotten, people have said this is a lot worthwhile for them. So we expect that they would also follow up with you online. So I'll hand over to our country coordinator and new president, Dr. Jude. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much,
Okay.
Atiba, and thank you again. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. And thank you for all you do for Nigeria. We see your good work. God bless you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Atiba. Firstly, on behalf of the Board of Trustees of the Association of Organic Agriculture Practitioners of Nigeria, on behalf of the members of the governing board, some of them are here, on behalf of the National Council that is made up of leadership of all the state chapters, and on behalf of the association, I thank you for what you have done. We know that it is not an easy feat. We know how challenging it is, how challenging time is. And, some of these things are very high degree of volunteering, because it is only those that have made this kind of presentation who know the value, the money value of time you spent to prepare the presentation. It is not the presentation itself that lasts for 40 minutes, but the money value of the time you use to do this preparation. We are very grateful. Also, we thank all the people that have joined to listen in. We are doing it for the good of our country. And importantly, we invite you to join the Association of Organic Agriculture Practitioners of Nigeria. If I ask members of the staff of the association, someone should post the website of the association and the link for people to download the membership registration form and join. We can't do this alone. All of us need to put hands together to achieve this, because when we are doing that, it gives us joy that we are contributing to the fidelity of the earth which we are in, because when we destroy it, it will affect us and affect our generation. Thank you very much for attending, and thank you very much for joining. It is important to note that one of the good things that is happening is that the digital platform for the KCA is available for us to visit. As a matter of fact, you can create, there's a blog there where you can create stories, and you can actually work with Hepzibah to showcase your stories, and it will be there for many people to see. And as you said, it facilitates your digital footprint. I'm sorry to do this, but I have to do this. It's like I saw my elder sister. I call her mommy. I call her mommy all the time, because at the early stage of my life, when all was bleak, she believed in me. She supported me. I say that there's no millionaire like her, because she provided all the money that made me become a doctor that I am now. And all that I'm doing now is from the support she gave. Mommy, I'm grateful. I will not stop talking about you. I'm sorry to do this, but it became emotional that she attended. I think it's Hepzibah that invited her. So thank you, everybody, for attending. Thank you for participating. I'm particularly grateful to Dr. Atiba. I'm grateful Barrister Shoememo had always participated in our activities, no matter how tight her schedule is. So in the same way, I thank everybody for participating, and let us do it again. I think next month we have to do something that will strengthen what we have done. We look at it, we can try to dwell on the digital footprint, or we can do other things that will help the people to start the year. Because when I was in Radio Nigeria, I think it was last week, Saturday, I said, please, just plant. I beg Nigerians on my knees, go out and plant something, no matter how small it is. There are things you can produce for yourself. Why not plant them? If you plant them, as Barrister Shoememo said, you are sure of what you are eating. If you go to buy them, you are not sure of anything, and whatever happens to you is your fault. So let us start now, as the year is starting, to plant something to plant something, no matter how small it is. It reduces our expenses and gives us confidence in what we are eating. Thank you very much, and let us do it again in the month of February.